to a really exciting What's Cooking this week, because we're not just making one thing or two or even three, we're making a whole feast. And our feast is based on our story of Samson, who is our Bible character this week. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out on our YouTube links or on Facebook. So in this video, we're going to cover how to make lots of these different things that you see on the table. We have got our chain made out of hula hoops to remind us that for a while Samson was a prisoner. We have got some grape weights. Ooh, that one's fallen off. Grape weights for weightlifting because Samson was really strong. We've also got lion carrot sticks and dip to remind us of the time that Samson was so strong that he fought off a lion and he was able to defeat it. And then to go with that, there's the bit of the story that involves honey, and for that we will be learning how to make some really delicious honeycomb that you can either eat by itself, you can cover it with chocolate, or you can do what I do and make dessert with it and eat it with some ice cream. And then finally, we've got our main meal, which is some Samson spaghetti hair, because Samson's strength came from the fact that he had really long hair, and garlic bread pillars to remind us that Samson was so strong with God's help that he was able to pull down the pillars and break free. You might want to make this feast for your family. You might want to invite some friends round to have it outside in the garden. You might just want to make one or two of the recipes, maybe even take the carrot sticks or the grapes and breadsticks to school as a snack. Or you might want to try all of them. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a lot of fun. So I think it's time that I changed out of my hoodie and got my apron on so that we could get started. All right, I've got my apron on, I've washed my hands, I'm ready to get started. So we're going to start with some of the snacks that you might like to have in the afternoon or as a little starter before you have your main meal. And we're going to start with our weights, because we know that Samson was really strong. So for this, you're going to need some breadsticks, and you're also going to need some grapes. And make sure you check the label, because your grapes will probably need washed before you start. So let's open up my breadsticks. Okay, it's up to you how many of these you make, but they're quite long, so I'm going to break my breadstick into 3, and I've got a board here so that I've got something to put everything on. Now I'm going to take out my grapes. I've got huge grapes, and you probably want to get an adult to help you. You're going to need to wiggle a knife into the bottom of the grape to make a little hole, and then you should be able to wriggle your breadstick into the grape at one end. Let's get another grape, cut a little hole, and wriggle the breadstick in. Oh, lots of juice came out to the other end, so that we have got our weights. You can do some weightlifting if you like. Okay, I'm going to get on and make some more of these. Okay, so once you have finished, then you can grab a plate and pop your little grape and breadstick weights onto it, ready to give to whoever is going to take part in your feast. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the lion using a carrot and some dip. You can use whatever dip you like. I've got some hummus because it goes really well with carrots. So you can also buy pre-cut carrot sticks if you want to, but if not, you're going to need to peel your carrot. And then you need to cut off both ends. Again, you might need a grown-up to help you do this. And then carefully, we're going to cut down the middle and then keep cutting it to make lots of strips.
Once you've cut your carrot strips, you'll now need to cut them into some smaller pieces. I cut mine into about 3 pieces for each strip. Then grab your dip and place it in the middle of a plate. and surround the dip with the carrot sticks to create the lion's mane. To finish the lion's face, I've used sultanas for an eyes and a nose, and I've cut some in half to make his mouth. For the hula hoop chain, simply line up the hula hoops in an interesting pattern on your plate. I've gone for one flat side up and one curved side up to get the chain effect. Now it's time to make the honeycomb. You'll need some sugar, some honey, and some bicarbonate of soda. Start by greasing a tray with butter. You want to make sure it's really well covered so the honeycomb doesn't stick. You can also line it with greaseproof paper, but be warned that this might stick to your honeycomb. Then place a saucepan over a medium heat with 200 grams of sugar and 5 tablespoons of honey and allow that to dissolve. Once the sugar has dissolved, it should look like this. You can then turn the heat up to high and wait until the mixture starts to bubble. Let the mixture bubble until it is a pale amber colour. Keep an eye on it as you don't want the sugar to burn or stick to the pan. You shouldn't need to stir it too much at this stage, just a gentle swirl every now and then. Once the syrup has turned a pale amber colour, you'll need to act quickly. Add in 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda and whisk it up. The mixture will bubble and foam, so make sure you're using a really big saucepan. Quickly take it off the heat and pour it into your tin before the caramel starts to burn. To clean your saucepan, fill it with water and put it back on a hot hob. Once the water boils, it will boil the caramel away and make it much easier to clean. For your honeycomb, you need to leave it to set until it is hard. Once your honeycomb has hardened, turn the tin over onto a piece of baking parchment and tap the base with a rolling pin. This might take a few goes as the honeycomb can set quite hard. This is why it's really important to line your tin well to stop it from sticking. And that's it, you have beautiful, buttery, bubbly honeycomb that you can eat by itself, cover in some melted chocolate, or even mix it through some ice cream. For the main meal, take some garlic bread slices and cut each one in half to form a pillar shape. Then pop them on a baking tray and heat them in the oven according to the instructions on the packet. Meanwhile, boil up some spaghetti. When everything is ready, serve the spaghetti with your favourite pasta sauce. Add in your garlic bread pillars.
Wow, that was so many recipes. I really hope that you enjoyed remembering the story of Samson a bit more and being creative and having lots of fun in the kitchen. I really hope you enjoy your feast. I think it's time I probably got stuck into mine.